Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and I just got back from the new film Green Lantern, which stars Ryan Reynolds and is directed by Martin Campbell. Green Lantern is about Hal Jordan, who's a really good pilot, and then he is summoned by the Green Lantern guy who crashes on his planet to be a Green Lantern, and then he's a Green Lantern, and then this other completely unrelated guy who we never knew about until this point in the movie, Peter Sarsgaard. They suddenly just show him, and then he becomes the villain, but he's not really the villain. The villain's this cool cloud thing that like eats a lot of people and destroys worlds, kind of like Galactus in Fantastic Four 2, but if it had a good character design. I think it's really inconsistent in that like the parts on Earth are pretty horrible. Blake Lively, I think, gave a performance that's probably the worst performance I've ever seen from a girl in a comic book movie, like the damsel in distress role. When she first comes on screen, I thought it was a joke. It was just such a horrible scene. She's just really awful in this movie. Like, I don't even think she cared. The Earth parts are just horrible, but the parts in space were amazing, and I actually saw this film in 3D, and I actually think I look better like this. Maybe I'll just do the review like this. The 3D with all the space stuff, when they're on the planet Oa, like, I liked all that stuff, and I think if this movie had been entirely Green Lantern in space, I think I would have given this a good review, actually. I liked all the effects, had this vintage, very dorky sci-fi vibe, and I think the 3D was actually worth it, and if I was gonna see it, I'd tell you to see it in 3D. I liked Oa and like space and Green Lantern more than I liked Asgard and Thor, but I think Thor is a much better movie. The casting in this film was completely off. Ryan Reynolds, you know, he really tries, and I think he does a better job than someone like Seth Rogen, but I think he was cast with the same idea as Seth Rogen, where, hey, let's cast someone who's already a star in this role. Hopefully, like, people will flock to it because it's Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern or Seth Rogen as Green Hornet, and I think he did a better job than Seth Rogen. I think he tried to do something. Sometimes I felt like he could have done more character pieces and the film just simply wasn't letting him, and that was kind of a shame. I think he probably could have done a better performance, but the film just wasn't allowing it. This film reminded me of when they made Star Wars, and then they made all these like rip-off Star Wars movies like Black Hole and Saturn VII, and they were all like pretty bad. Like, hey, we can do a sci-fi movie just like that. And Green Lantern feels to me like, hey, Iron Man was successful, we can launch any sort of comic book character. Now, I never grew up with Green Lantern, really. I knew he existed. I thought about buying one of those dorky shirts for a little bit, but thankfully I didn't. Maybe if I knew the character better, this would be a better movie, or maybe it wouldn't. If they do make a Green Lantern 2 and they're like, it's all in space, I would definitely see it, but if it's gonna be more of this, I will never. Some of the scenes in this movie were like made burlesque look good. I mean, they were just that bad. They were just horrible, horrible scenes on Earth. Like, I don't know why anyone who acted in this movie could take Blake Lively seriously. It's just a forgettable summer movie with kind of cool character design and really neat special effects. So, you know, I like the 3D, I just didn't like the movie. So, if you have seen Green Lantern and you would like to talk about it, then comment below and subscribe if you would like to. I shouldn't have probably kept these on the whole review, but I just think I kind of look like crap right now, and I think this maybe looks a little better, and why not have like a little bit of a difference in some of these videos, you know? I don't think I'll ever do this again though. You know, no, I don't think so.